What's up, kind people of YouTube? My name is Ahmed, and welcome back to yet another video. I know it looks slightly different, and there's a reason for it. I've changed the setup a little bit just to make it a little more personal. So let's get talking about Barbie because I just watched Barbie and I have some thoughts on it. Is it about women empowerment? Yes, it is. Is it about a lot of other things as well? Yes, it is too. Now, the opening shot of the film, it's eerily similar to another movie that I consider a classic, to be honest. If you've seen the film, you know exactly the one where we are introduced to Barbie, and that feels very similar to another film, 2001 A Space Odyssey. I consider that film a classic and it's something that everybody should watch. So if you'd like to watch a review on 2001 A Space Odyssey, please do leave a comment down below and let me know that you'd like to see it. Personally, I think it was a very good ode to the 2001 A Space Odyssey, and the way they did the shot was really well done. Apart from that, there are a lot of other reasons why I think Barbie did so well. It's gone on to collect $1 billion. Dude, quite honestly, $1 billion is more than some countries' GDP, alright. The movie is about feminism being good, patriarchy being bad, but in classic Greta Gerwig style, it's done really well. Now, if you haven't seen any of the other films of Greta Gerwig, I highly recommend that you do go watch her films. She is an Oscar winner. She knows how to tell a story. I mean, Little Women, Lady Bird, both of them have a message that comes across really well. She does a very similar job with Barbie, how she creates a wonderful story because of it. Of course, it's written by Noah Baumbach as well. He's a better writer than he is a director because of how he's written probably one of his best films. It's called The Meyerowitz Stories, and if you would like to see a very good video on it, I would recommend the Nerd Writer breakdown of the film, how Noah Baumbach actually uses dialogues to create a wonderful story. What I enjoyed about Barbie, despite it being a musical, it felt like a fun film. It felt like an entertainer. It felt like an escape from the current reality that we are living in, and at the end of it, a good entertainer, a good film essentially is just that. A film should allow you to enjoy yourself at the end of it. I would like to make this point right now that a lot of people have been complaining about how modern day feminism has not done a very good job in writing good characters for films, and I agree with that. I mean, you look at most films today that just simply take a character, create Mary Sue's for the films that they're making, and that kind of takes away a lot from the film. You look at Rey Skywalker, you look at Captain Marvel, you look at She-Hulk. All of these characters that I mentioned right now are Mulan, the new Mulan live action film. They just happen to create characters that are super powerful, and for whatever reason they think it'll work. You look at Barbie and she's given a very good personality, and part of that comes down to how her character is written. You don't have to write a super powerful character, you have to write a character that has a journey through the story, and that's what the Barbie does well, and that's why this film works. The second thing that I do want to talk about in this film is how the pacing of the film is done. Throughout the film, you'll understand that the pacing of the film is done really well. The editing is really sharp. The characters come together really well. There's never a dull moment in the film. And one of the reasons why I feel that happens is it's not enough to have a good story. It's also important that you take that good story and translate that onto the screen. And that's something that happens when you're actually executing the idea of the film really well. It's just not the execution of the film that's done really well, it's also the performances in the film that are done really well. Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, they have a very vivid cast, okay? They have a very big cast in the film as well. Now, one of the reasons why I feel that the performance and the pacing is done so well is comes down to the direction of the film. I was totally engaged with the film throughout. Never for a moment was I bored. In the last couple of years, because of OTT, I've got the option of pausing the content that I'm watching and then going ahead and doing whatever I wanted to, and then going back to the film or the TV show when I felt like it and doing that. But thankfully, Barbie's pacing and how it's done, it allowed me to enjoy the film a lot more. And the final thing that I really want to talk about the Barbie is the execution of the sets. Quite frankly, I think Barbie has some of the best sets, hands down. How they build the set, created the sets, and they don't feel cheap or plasticky, yet they give you an impression of a Barbie world that is impressive. Like, they're not cheap, they're not okay, we'll just do it just like that. But no, they give you a really good impression of what the sets are. The sets actually enhance the experience of the film. To compare the sets of Barbie with another film, I'd want to talk about Enola Holmes, and how in the sets of Enola Holmes it felt unrealistic, it felt fake, it felt like a set. But in the case of Barbie, it did not feel like a set. Overall, yes, it was a fun film. I had a lot of fun watching it. I enjoyed watching the film, and that's about how much I cared about in the film. Would I recommend the film to everybody? Probably not. It's not going to be for everybody. It is not for everybody. And overall, I like the film. I think it did a very good job in coming across as a good film. Peace, and that's been my time, and I'll see you in the next one really soon.